Hey folks, Jim Perry. I'm doing a little catfish video, fishing for some small blues. Some people call them whites, but they're small blues, fiddlers we also call them, which are good to eat. Actually eat them whole. A lot of people do that, or you catch one big enough you want to fillet, that's fine too. But anyway, I'm on Kentucky Lake in Tennessee in the Paris Landing area, and out here on the lake, and this was shot or taken October the 14th, 2020. As you can see, the river's rough. The lake is really rough. It's white capping, the wind's out of the south. There's current flowing north, so the wind is trying to blow me toward the downstream, so to speak. And it's a challenge, but I hung in there. This is Minn Kota Ultrex. It's a trolling motor I'm using, so what I'm doing when you see me reach down there toward the floor, punching the button or something, I'm putting it on spot lock, which when I catch one of these fish, it'll hold me in that wind, keep me from dripping back and getting too far off out of the area there that I go punching it down there. So it'll hold me, and then when I get the fish in, I'll take that off and drift back, in a control situation, because you don't want to get too fast. You want your line vertical as you can. And I'm using a double hook catfish rig with a 2-ounce weight on the bottom, and the hooks I'm using are bait holder number 2, no bigger than a number 1. These little old fiddler cat's mouths are not that big. And if you were subject to catching some bigger catfish, the size hook naturally would go up. And I'm using night crawlers for bait. Also, in some situations, you use a chicken breast, chunked up and marinated in Jello, Kool-Aid Jello mix. I'll get it right. A lot of people use cherry, some use strawberry, but that's a good catfish bait. A few years ago, here in this same general area, I was using some catfish bait, doing the same thing, fishing on the bottom, and it was in about 35 foot of water. I caught a 50-pound flathead and weighed it on the scales and released it. These fish here, though, are deeper. They're 50, 55 feet, suspended 15, and sometimes 20 foot off the bottom, and there's a lot of them. And I'm using Live Scope, messing with that, and I'm trying to get it dialed in where I can see the bait, see the fish, put it down there in front of them and catch it, which is fun. You don't have to have Live Scope to do this. You can do it, find those fish with a regular 2D sonar and see where they are, and then go to, drop down there and try to catch them. And it's not that difficult if you get into them to catch them. So you don't need Live Scope, but I've got this thing, and I'm just, trying to learn to use it, get it dialed in, and having some fun with these catfish. The water temperature is 70, in the high 69s, maybe something like that. And it's, like I say, in late October, not late, mid-October actually. And those fish are down there in a pretty big bunch. I mean, there's a lot out there, not hard to find, as I said, with the 2D sonar. So anyway, I've caught 10, I think, on this deal, and right at the very last, I could have sat there and caught more, but it's windy and rough. The weather conditions weren't good, and I was not going to keep these things anyway, going to give them to somebody or throw them back, whatever the situation was. So I'd been out there about an hour. I caught these things in about an hour, maybe, or less, I guess, time I got out there, got it set up and so forth. But it's fun, and you want to come down and have a little action. Of course, the crappie are biting some, the bad boys are catching some bass, but these catfish are also, active, so you can catch some of those. Those 3 units up there you see on the front, those sonar, that's my Live Scopes up there. I've got a Helix that I run a Mega 360 on. I'm not using that today. And then I got another unit up there that I use for maps. It's an old Onyx Humminbird that I use for maps to kind of keep me on where I need to be out there. So it's fun, and let's say if you like to catch catfish or get a little action, you come on down here to Kentucky Lake in the Paris Landing area. We'll be glad to have you, and you have a good day. See ya.